So we're going to start today really in whatever restorative position feels comfortable for you. But I will offer this one. If you want to take this little, I don't even know what it's called, but we're just going to put the blocks, the bolster on top of the blocks. Then you're going to put your calves on top of the bolster. Okay. So just elevating feet a little bit. Bolster and a couple of blocks, good to have for practice this afternoon. And then if you want to place a blanket over your abdomen, you're welcome to do so. That can be nice for easing anxiety, for just kind of calming down, cooling and settling in. If you would prefer the blanket over your feet, you can do that. Of course, I don't know if you're too cold these days. So use the blanket for warmth. Just take a moment to settle in, okay? So we want calves on top of bolster as opposed to ankles and feet. So creating that little angle with your thighs and your hips. And we'll just take a moment or two to kind of tune in, to let yourself arrive. You can begin by cruising attention through your physical body, like once you're all settled in and everything. Just take a moment to travel awareness from the crown of the head all the way through the soles of the feet. Giving yourself a moment just to notice what's present for you in your physical body. If there are any places that you'd like to be extra aware of and attuned to as we move through practice. Or just even the overall sense in the body. Okay. With each exhale, feel the body get heavier. And allow yourself to relax just a little bit more. So releasing any stress or tension that you might be holding in your throat, your neck, your jaw. Really give the weight of your body over to the earth. And as you relax a little bit more, let your breath lengthen a little more with each exhale. So really just releasing a little bit more with each exhale. Maybe even entertaining a subtle pause at the bottom of your exhale breath. Nothing forced though, just let yourself kind of naturally release and relax into it. Feeling also somewhat of a downshift in the mind as well. You might take a moment then to look into the space of the mind, just acknowledging what's maybe present for you mentally, what's most predominant in your life right now in the mental sphere. Taking a moment also to examine thoughts, any feelings that are present, a mood maybe.
And similar as we relax in the body, also releasing those things from the mind. And as those things in the mental field relax and release away, you can allow in anything you'd like to attune the mind to, anything you'd like to align with, anything you're looking to call into your life. So focus tunes into Chitakasha, the space of the mind. Just take another moment or so to let the intention become clear, maybe through image or word or feeling. Take another inhale and one more long, slow exhale, releasing even into the pause at the bottom of exhale. We'll start to gently move the fingers and toes. At the same time, you start to build your inhale breath a bit more. So just take your time, kind of rubbing the thumb along the tip of the fingers, moving the feet around, the toes kind of squeeze in and open up. You can eventually start to move into the wrists. You might even lift your hands away from the floor as you rotate your wrists. And then moving into arms as they reach up and overhead, just a nice long reach. We'll take another inhale breath here as you extend the arms overhead, and then exhale, bring the hands together at the third eye. Just dedicate the mind to your intention. So whatever that singular focus is, anything you're wanting to align with or call in, see or sense and hear as best you can. And take a nice deep inhale breath to fill up, and as you exhale, let your hands come to your heart center. From here, I always like to remind myself that there's like a bigger picture and a deeper unfolding always at play. Things happening in ways I might not understand, and that's okay. But I remember from the space of the heart this deeper trust that we are all being held and that we are all being guided to a place of our highest unfolding. So just kind of can see or sense that in the space of the heart. And then take a deep inhale breath as you fill up, and on your exhale, bring your hands down. You can release them to the fronts of the hip joints and just take a moment to like rub the hands along the hips a little. And then let the hands just rest and kind of weight your pelvis on the floor. Take an inhale and exhale, gently bend your knees and just set your feet onto your bolster. Your knees will kind of be underneath your hips and start to sway the knees gently from side to side. You're welcome to go as far over to one side as you would like. You don't have to go very far at all either. Just breathe in and breathe out. If you want to hold your knees over to the right or the left for a few breaths, you're welcome to. Eventually take an inhale, then exhale, just gently hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Feel free to rock a little bit here, rotate the knees around slightly. Take another inhale and another exhale, just pull the knees to the chest, then extend both legs up towards the sky and flex through your feet. Wiggle your toes, kind of spread them out, rotate your ankles around, move into the ball of the foot, the heels. ankles. Then we'll kick the heels up towards the sky on your inhale. Really spread the toes nice and wide. And as you exhale, point your toes to the sky. We'll do that again. Inhale, flex the foot, kick through your heels. Exhale, point your toes. One more time like that on your inhale and exhale as you point. Flex your feet now on your inhale breath. Extend your arms up and over your head. Now interlace your fingers and press your palms towards the back of the room as you kick your heels up towards the sky. Just stay here, take a deep inhale breath, and on your exhale, hug the knees to the chest. Wrap your hands around the fronts of the shins. Just pull the knees in. And we'll roll to the right or the left. You can rest for just a moment on the side of the body. You might use your upper arm as a little pillow for your head. You can place the opposite hand to the floor in front of the heart. And take another inhale, and as you exhale, we'll press the floor away and come up to a comfortable seated position. Take a moment just to shift your bolsters away. Relax out of the way. Place the hands to the tops of the knees. And we're going to start just by rotating the torso around in a circle. So take your time and move at your own pace, right? There's no rush, of course. Your breath, breathe in as the heart comes forward. Let your shoulders kind of roll forward as your chest moves back. And then the next time you rotate forward, pause. Now have you go the opposite direction. Still keep the breath moving all the way down to the base of the lungs, right? So full big breaths. As we move around, let's go one more time. And then come up to a seated position on your inhale. Sit up nice and tall. Rotate your shoulders around a few times. Take them forward and up and back and down. And then let them relax onto the back. Take an inhale and exhale. Let your hands lower to the floor and sweep your left arm to the sky on your inhale. Slide your right hand out from your waist as you exhale. Left arm reaches overhead. And then rotate your left wrist around in a circle. And same thing we've done with hips and ankles, right? Rotate easily one direction and then go the other way. Relaxing if you come across places that are tight or tense. And then hold and reach out of your waist on your inhale all the way past the fingers. Let your right elbow relax and shoulder descend. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Inhale up to seated. As you exhale, lower your hand to the floor and switch sides. Lift your right arm to the ceiling. Slide the left hand out from the hip, reaching right arm overhead, and then rotate the wrist around in a circle. Imagine you could breathe into your wrist, right? Using your breath to help unlock any stuck or stagnant energy in the joints. Oftentimes this is places that will collect. Hold and then reach through the side waist. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back up to seated and lower your hand to the floor. Good, both arms to the sky on your inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, extend your arms. Exhale and round your back. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky, reach up. Exhale, lower your hands down. Let's do that again. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, the hands to your heart. Interlace your fingers, press palms forward. Inhale, exhale, round your back. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Good. And then bring your hands just back behind you. Turn your fingers to face back and extend your legs forward in front of you. We're just going to draw the toes back for your upper body as you lift open the front of the heart, and then exhale, point your toes forward, but keep your chest lifted. And you'll do that again. Inhale, flex through the feet, kick through your heels. Exhale and point your toes.
One more time like that on your inhale. And exhale, point. Good. Flex your feet now on your inhale breath. Lift, open your heart. One more breath in, carry your gaze up as you exhale, lean back a little. And then come up onto the sitting bones as you inhale and exhale. Slide your hands down towards your ankles as far as feels comfortable with your back still flat. So you want to draw the shoulder blades onto the back, lengthening up through the crown. Think of the inner thighs rotating towards the floor, the toes point up towards the ceiling. Always bend your knees a little. Pull the belly button toward the back body as you fold. Stay here for like 3 more breaths. Good. Let's take one more big breath in. One more breath out, folding as far as feels comfortable. And then we'll inhale, come up onto the sitting bones. I'll have you lean over onto your right side, onto the right hip. You're going to bend both knees so that your right knee and ankle align. When you bend your left knee, so your inner left knee comes onto the floor, and align the ankle with your knee with your hip. So find a 90-degree angle with both legs. Bring your hands around the outside of the right knee, so your torso faces over the thigh. And then take an inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, fold forward over your right leg. So you want the torso to hover or come over the right thigh. On your inhale, press the floor weight, lift up a little. And exhale, fold forward over the leg. So your torso will kind of get this little massage as your torso, as it like kind of rests over your thigh. And then on your exhale, you'll lower down and bring the elbows to the floor. You can use your blocks. You could stay up on your hands if you want. And now with the torso over your thigh, you can kind of breathe into the body a little bit. And then notice the breath move into the lower back. There's a little twist happening here with your spine. So think of the right ribs lifting up, your left ribs descending down. Breathe in and breathe out. And you can play with like the subtlety of alignment here, maybe flexing your feet a little bit more, or working your right foot so that it's in line with your ankle and knee are in line, or your shin is more parallel. Notice where you hold tension, maybe in your neck or your shoulders or your jaw. So you can relax. You can support your head with your hands, or you've got blocks. Keep your breath as steady as possible as we move through practice, right? Really reflecting for the mind the state of sattva. We're bringing the mind into this state of sattva. This is a state that is illuminative and clear. A state that helps us to establish discernment. And what are we discerning? Well, it's all sorts of things, really, all the time. But in practice, discerning how we are being guided through practice. Whether we are moving from an ego place or from a higher knowing. Discerning what alignment serves, where we could adjust something. Take 2 more breaths here. If you find places of tension and tightness, you might see if you can release and relax a little bit more. Take just 1 more breath in, and 1 more breath out. And inhale, gently come all the way back up onto your sitting bones. You'll point your knees up towards the sky and bring your hands back behind you. And for just a moment, wave your knees from right to left. Get yourself some space. You can always walk your feet like the width of the mat, even a little wider. And same thing that we did when we were on our backs. If you want to hold your knees over to one side for a few breaths before changing, of course, you're welcome to do that as well. We'll come on to this left side hip. So you go shift the weight over, and then same thing, just 90 degrees with the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Right, and then you take your hands around either side of your left knee, so your torso is facing over the thigh, and you'll take an inhale to lift up, and as you exhale, gently fold forward. Inhale and come back up. So pull the navel and lengthen out of the waist, and as you exhale, fold. One more time like that on your inhale, lift up, and then exhale, fold forward. When you walk the hands forward, and then come onto your elbows, or of course, support with your blocks. Breathe in and out. And just discover what there is to discover on this side. One of the ways that we are taught of discernment is through the deity of Lord Ganesha, the elephant-headed god. Ganesh is said to be the keeper of the doorways, the one who presides over thresholds, new beginnings. He's said to be the one that prods us forward on our path. The discerning quality is mirrored or expressed to us through the broad forehead of the elephant. Right? If you picture an elephant's head, its eyes are way on the sides of the head. It's this beautiful broad forehead. And so it's somewhat similar, right? We let the eyes close down and attune opening the inner eye so that we can see something, really anything, from a place of equanimity, from a place of observance. Everything from what the experience in the physical body is to what's going on mentally, emotionally, to anything you might be dealing with in particular in your life, anything that might be showing up for you right now. In many ways, the discerning mind is the part of the mind that is connected to that which is watching. The one who is always observing. Just take 2 more breaths here now. Remember, nice, long, slow breaths in and out. When you feel your body breathe, then next we'll walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift the chest away from the leg and then back onto the sitting bones, hands behind, and you'll sway your feet one more time, or knees, from side to side. Good. And breathe in and breathe out. Come back to seated and extend the legs forward. And like this time now, take your legs nice and wide. You have blankets if you'd like to sit up on a blanket, maybe even your bolster. And especially that might be helpful if when you sit like this, the back rounds a lot. You can also just use your hands back behind you. What we're looking to do, of course, is to stretch the inner thighs and groins. So either a blanket behind the back of the pelvis or your hands gently back there. I'll have you flex your feet and give a little bend to both knees. And you sit up nice and tall through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, you'll gently fold forward or stay where you are, right? Maybe the folding forward isn't available, and that's okay. You want to wake up the toes, but not let them be rigid, right? You want to bend the knees, but not so like tense that they aren't able to relax. Okay, and then we'll lengthen up and out of the waist on your inhale, and as you exhale, just gently fold forward and imagine reaching the heart down between the legs as well as energy out through your heels, your feet. Now, not necessarily are we looking for the body to fold forward as far as possible, but just find a balance between like the stretch through the feet, the reach through the crown, this heart that stretches forward, and the hips that stay rooted. And you'll just stay for 2 more breaths here. So lengthen up through the crown of the head. Again, collarbones are broad as you fold forward, reaching through your feet. Another inhale and another exhale. And then we'll come up enough for everyone to be able to take the left hand forward out in front of you. Just set your fingertips onto the floor or the palm of the floor. And you'll take an inhale breath here, and as you exhale, open your right arm back behind you. Then inhale, bring your right hand forward, replace your left hand, and on your exhale, take your left arm back. So we're just gonna go side to side like this. Inhale, come forward, set your left hand down, exhale, reach your right arm back. Inhale, bring your right hand forward and down, exhale, reach your left arm back. Do that one more time here. Inhale and exhale. Right arm reaches back. Now hold here. Turn your palm to face out. Push down through your left hand and lengthen the left arm so you lift through the front of the heart, and then pull the navel in and twist as you reach back through your right hand. Take one more inhale and one more exhale. Bring your right hand forward as you breathe in, and then we'll reach left arm back and hold that one. And breathe in and out. Lift up through the crown. Pull the navel in as you reach back. Think of the shoulders descending. Tap into the core. Good. Take another inhale. And one more exhale. Inhale, bring your left hand forward. On your exhale, fold. Good. And then come back up to seated on your inhale. Bring your hands behind the backs of the knees and guide your legs all the way together. And now bend your knees and wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. Maybe you clasp the elbows, maybe just the forearms, maybe the wrists or the hands. You're just gonna pull in nice and tight and tuck the chin in as you round your back. Chin in towards the chest, gaze towards the heart. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, now lengthen up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale again, curl in. So it's a very subtle curve and straighten of the spine. Inhale, lift up through the crown. Broaden the collarbones. Exhale, curl in and round your back. We'll do that one more time on your inhale breath. Exhale and curl in. Good. And then come back up to seated on your inhale. Release the hands. I'll have you take your feet over to one side, and we'll come now onto the hands and the knees. So once onto all fours, you can pad, of course, underneath your knees as you would like. Start to shift your hips from right to left, kind of gazing over one shoulder and then the other. And start to take your hips into some circles. So back over your heels into one side. Move nice and slow. So what was just fixed on the earth now gets a chance to move around and become more mobile. Good. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then rotate your hips the opposite way. Keep your breath moving, right? One more inhale, one more exhale. And now come back to center. Bring your knees nice and wide as the mat, your big toes to touch. And then sit your hips back over your heels. Extend your hands forward towards the top of the mat and your hips back. And then just breathe in and out here. Nice little child's pose.
Let the weight of your hips stretch the knees and the ankles, the backs of the pelvis, the hip joints. And relax your arms, let your torso lengthen. Your forehead rests to the floor. Notice if there's any tension held anywhere, and see if you can relax it away. Just one more inhale breath. And one more exhale. Now you'll come back forward onto your hands and knees. You're going to bring your knees all the way together. And then come back down onto your elbows and interlace your fingers.
Now you're just going to tuck the chin into the chest and place the crown of your head to the floor, kind of snuggle it into your hands.
This is really a prep for a headstand, but we're not doing headstand. Okay? So you want to snuggle your head back into your hands, really so you have some support for your head. Your elbows will be in close to underneath your shoulders so that your forearms kind of wrap around the temples.
And then just very gently start to rotate your head around in a circle. You'll kind of rotate your shoulders around a little bit as well. It won't be a big circle, just kind of touching the crown of the head to the floor. Go around one way a few times and then go around the other way. Just kind of stimulating the crown of the head. Then you can kind of rock even back and forth.
Just a little bit. Explore this position for your head and your neck without having to put all the weight of the body on, right, on the head and the neck. And then find a sweet spot and just kind of hold and root the crown of the head towards the floor, onto the floor. Take a breath in, breath out.
And then we'll release. You'll come back into this variation of child's pose with knees together. So your hips come back over your heels.
Let your head descend down now so that your neck starts to lengthen.
Drive your shoulders back and down and stay just one more inhale and one more exhale.
And then we'll come all the way forward now onto the belly. And as you come onto the floor, you take your arms out to the sides like little cactus, so your elbows in line with your shoulders. You'll turn your gaze to the right and bring the inside of the right knee up onto the floor in line with your right hip. And then just relax and surrender your spine here. You can pad underneath the inside of the knee. Just want to look, yeah, there you go. Breathe in and breathe out. Notice the weight in the left side of the abdomen. And feel the weight of your body against the steadiness of your breath. And if you like at the top of your inhale, you can hold your breath just a moment or two. You're welcome also to exhale out through your mouth. Just really relaxing any tension that might gather in your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, gently bring your head up and off the floor, turn it forward. You'll extend right leg back. And then gently turn your head to the left, and you'll bring the inside of the left knee onto the ground in line with your left hip. And we breathe in and out here. Just think of surrendering the spine, right? So especially that curve in your neck. The weight of the body shifts over towards the right side of the torso and lower abdomen.
Establish as we hold the pose, or even as we're moving in a posture, the stillness that the practice helps us to find within. The ability to return the mind to a one-pointed focus, to cultivate the same feeling or sense in the body, to remember, right, that we are much bigger than all that is changing and transient around us. To remember that there is magic all around. 2 more breaths here. As you breathe in next, bring your head back to center. Extend your left leg straight behind you. And now just stack your hands and rest your forehead to your hands here. You can wiggle your hips gently from side to side, or feel free to bend your knees and drop your feet from side to side. Breathe in and out. As you drop your feet from right to left, you can do the same we've done this whole time. Pause for a few moments on one side before shifting to the other side. Just listen inward, small and subtle movements here. Then stretch the legs straight back behind you on your inhale and exhale, pause. Bring your head up and take your hands now back by your low ribs. Tuck your elbows in and lift your shoulders gently, but relax your legs. I know your mind knows what's coming, but see if you can be where you are, rooting the heel of the hand to the floor and driving elbows in and down towards your hips. And then as you inhale, fill your chest and lift your heart without tensing the legs. And as you exhale, lower down for the ground. Do that again, cobra pose. Inhale, lift the heart. Breathe into the chest. Exhale, lower to the floor. We'll go one more time like that on your inhale. Lift the heart away from the earth. Nice strong backs. Exhale, lower to the floor. Very nice. And then push to all fours on your inhale. Bring your knees back underneath your hips. You might need to just scooch them forward a little bit. And then extend your right leg back behind you. Lift your foot up and off the floor and rotate the foot around in a circle. Now rotate your foot the other way. And then take your foot out to the side and turn your toes to face forward. Align the arch of your foot more or less with your left knee. And glue the pinky toe side of your right foot down onto the ground. Good. And then you can walk your hands forward if you like, and as you exhale, come down onto your elbows. Option here to sneak your right hand under and take a little twist here, easing underneath your left bicep. Right side of the head can come to the floor. Just breathe in and breathe out. Notice what's rooted to the earth and what is not. And support yourself so that you can feel steady here. Really ultimately so your breath can stay steady. Good. Just 2 more breaths here. Reach all the way through your fingers and beyond. Good. 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. If you took that twist, we'll release. Just come back onto your elbows as you exhale, and then everybody back up onto your hands. Reach your right leg behind you on your inhale. And then exhale, just set your knee onto the ground and switch sides. Reach your left leg back. Lift your foot from the floor and rotate it around one way and then the other. Extend the left leg out to the side, turn your toes to face forward, again aligning the arch of your foot more or less with your knee. Glue the pinky toe side of your foot to the floor. Good, and then walk your hands forward as you're ready. Inhale and exhale, lower down onto your elbows. Welcome to stay here. You can take this twist now. Left arm comes through. Look underneath the right bicep. just notice what's rooted to the earth, what is not. Finding balance between. Staying as rooted as you are expanded. And just like two more breaths here. One more big full breath in. One more breath out. If you've twisted, you'll just come back onto your forearms. Inhale and exhale, and then everybody back up onto your hands. Extend your left leg back behind you on your inhale, and exhale, set your knee to the floor. And now cat and cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Inhale, exhale, round your spine. Think of the symmetry of this posture, pressing equally through both hands and knees. Inhale, lift the heart. Both right and left side, right? Exhale, curl. Good, one more time like that on your inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale and round your spine. Then inhale, come to neutral spine. As you exhale, curl your toes and lift your knees from the earth and press up and back for downward facing dog. Take a few moments here just to pedal out your legs. Stretch one heel and then the other toward the floor. Seem kind of equal and opposite as your sitting bones lift. Relax down through the crown of the head and the heels. And after you move around a little bit, also just kind of give some space to hold the posture. So soft bend to both knees as the sitting bones rise. Good, take one more inhale and one more exhale. And then take a number of little steps and bring your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Good. Standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Your elbows can be on your knees or your hands to your ankles. And you can just kind of shift your weight a little bit forward and back, maybe side to side. But then after you move around a little bit, just hold, let your upper body relax towards the floor. It's very similar to the alignment with the feet extended forward on your sitting bones. So the inner thighs in that pose rotate towards the floor, and in this pose, they rotate towards the back of the room. The sitting bones will lift up towards the ceiling as you inhale and you relax down through the crown of the head. And again, you might release the head and neck through some nods, yes. A shake of the head, no. Good. And breathe in and out here. And just take another inhale and another exhale. Now we'll release the hands wherever they are and slowly rise all the way up to standing. So curl your spine to come all the way up. Rotate your shoulders around a few times. Good. Give a little shake through your arms and shake out your legs a little bit. And then stand up nice and tall, and on your inhale, extend the arms way back behind you. Lift open your heart. As you exhale, curl the chin in. Round your back, bend your knees, and bring your hands forward. And then inhale again, open up. Think of the back of the body kind of curving open, and exhale now the front of the body curving in. Do that again. Inhale, open up, reach back, lift into the heart as you exhale, curl in. And now interlace your fingers and press your palms towards the ceiling. Exhale and bend to one side. Root down through your feet, hug the inner thighs towards one another, move your head back. And draw your right shoulder, armpit forward, your left shoulder back. Yeah, good. Breathe in and out. Inhale up to center, lengthen out of your waist. Exhale and stretch to the other side. Shoulders can roll back and down. Scoop your left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Beautiful. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then inhale up to center, release the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders onto the back as you lift open the heart and then lean back a little bit. Now take a big breath into the chest and a big breath out. Inhale, come up to center and then fold forward. You can keep your hands interlaced or you can release them as you fold. Take an inhale breath wherever you are. As you exhale, let your upper body relax. And then release the hands to the shins. Lift up halfway on your inhale. Exhale and fold forward. Come back to standing. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. A little bend to the knees as you reach the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, your hands to your heart center. Go through that again. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale and fold. Hinge at your waist. The weight is forward in your feet as you bend your knees to fold. Head relaxes. Lift up halfway on your inhale. Fill your lungs. Exhale and fold. Inhale to stand. Extend the arms to the sky. Reach up tall. And exhale your hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale as you fold. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway, pull the navel in to lengthen out of the waist. Exhale to fold. Good. And now plant your hands, step your feet back once again into downward facing dog pose. Take a breath in and a breath out. Maybe pedal out your legs. Just notice any difference from the first time we were in this. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then come onto your knees. And sit your hips back over your heels. So bring your knees together, your feet just slightly apart. You could also bring your feet together. So it's just two different variations of the same thing. Feet together or feet slightly apart, hips sit back, right? You're gonna sit up nice and tall. Extend your arms out to the sides on your inhale and then exhale, wrap your right elbow under the left. Yeah, and if you need to support underneath your hips, please feel free to do so. Bolsters, blankets, blocks, right? Good. Now the forearms purposely obstruct the external gaze. So you're going to let them lift and then roll the shoulders back and down. And kind of take your attention inward, right in towards the space of the mind. Just listening and observing from the mental body, really without judgment. So as objectively as you can, just gaze in towards the space of the mind. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Release your arms, extend them out to the sides as you breathe in. And now exhale, wrap your right elbow under the left. Sorry, left elbow under right. Other side. And then lift the elbows again so your eyes are obstructed or your external gaze obstructed. And as you close your eyes, that discerning mind or the light of the mind starts to awaken and open. And you can then discern. Oh, this is the wisest way for this to unfold. Oh, this is what this is for in my life. Oh, there's my inner wisdom and the answer. Oh, there's a place of quiet. Take one more inhale breath here and one more exhale. Release your arms, extend them out to the sides as you breathe in, and then exhale, lower the hands to the floor. Walk them forward out in front of you, coming out of the knees, and then exhale, sweep the feet over to one side. And we'll come back down onto the sitting bones as you extend your legs forward. Okay, and then same thing we did from the beginning of class. We're just going to rotate kind of inner thighs towards the floor. You can shift from side to side so your sitting bones are rooted to the earth. And bring your hands to the ground underneath your shoulders and sit up nice and tall. Flex through your feet, get a little bend to your knees. Take an inhale and exhale. Lift the arms to the sky as you breathe in, reach up nice and tall, and then exhale, fold forward. And now maybe hands land at the knees or the shins or the ankles. Maybe you can reach the toes. Don't worry so much about how far forward into the fold you go. Use your breath in your body. As you inhale, you might travel a little bit away, lifting up into the front of the chest. As you exhale, you roll the shoulders back and down and fold. Just a few more breaths here. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Think of the shoulders drawing onto the back, your heart coming forward. Hinge at your waist to really pull the belly button in as you exhale. Awesome. We'll stay one more breath in. One more deep breath out. And then inhale, come all the way back up to seated, lift the arms to the sky, and on your exhale, lower your hands down. And then grab your bolster. You're gonna put your bolster right behind your low back. Okay? So you're gonna snuggle it kind of up towards the back of the pelvis. It doesn't have to be right up against the back of the pelvis, but close. And you're just gonna lay back so that the bolster supports right behind the low back. The arms will extend out to the sides and the legs can come straight. And you're gonna let your shoulders really drop heavy towards the floor. Let your legs and your hips get heavy. Breathe in and out. Let the breath now fill the lungs, right? A deep inhale. On your exhale, relax maybe a little bit further. Just 2 more breaths here. I know it can be uncomfortable. I know it can take a minute for the back to relax. Good. 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale. And then from here, you're gonna let your hands kind of lower and like snuggle your elbows to your bolster. So we're heading for the bolster to come behind the backs of the knees. So I'll have you bend your knees and plant your feet to the floor underneath your hips. And you're gonna lift your hips up and with your hands, just slide the bolster down. And that's gonna be, challenging depending on the bigness of your bolster. Yeah, easier or harder depending on how big the bolster is what I'm saying. But eventually we get there, so bolsters behind the backs of the knees, good. And you're just gonna let your upper body relax into the floor. And we're here for Shavasana. Unless, of course, there are any other adjustments that you want to make or any other postures that you feel called to do. Shavasana. Your whole body now relaxes on the floor. Your whole body will release. Move your attention to the spaces between your thumbs. And for a few precious moments of your day, just let go. now begin to bring awareness back to your physical body. Sweetly allow your breath to deepen, start to move the fingers and toes. You can rotate the wrists and ankles. And extend the arms up and overhead and reach all the way from fingers to toes. Take a moment just to reach through your beautiful body, and as you exhale, hug the knees to the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze, maybe a moment of gratitude for coming to your practice today, for stepping onto your mat. And when you're ready, you can roll to the right or the left. Come up to a comfortable seated position. Take just a moment to seal up our practice. Back into Sukhasana. Hands to the knees, maybe palms up or down, thumb and first finger together. And a moment just to kind of trace the awareness up and down the length of your spine. Settling back into the body, really connecting in, and then notice the space of the mind, what's present in the mind. Space of the heart, and the balance really between the head and the heart. And we'll bring the hands together at the chest in Anjali Mudra and just take a moment to give thanks, right? Feel a wave of gratitude wash through you now for all of the blessings in your life and everything you've been given. And then we'll seal our practice with a chant of Om, but first take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Inhale for Om. As you exhale, bow the chin in. Take a moment to honor the love and compassion that lies in your heart and the hearts of all beings, the teacher that guides our way. You know, the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here this afternoon. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Take good care. See you again soon.
That's okay, because then it's dark. It's actually really awesome. It's the teach this or class every Monday. It's not important. Okay, this was my favorite class.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yay. Yeah, it's my favorite class ever too.
This is great. Yeah, you're one of the weekends is a lot harder than that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Sunday mornings kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's your day. You were just there, right? Oh, really?
I used to go to your class a lot of others.
Yeah.
She got to the site.
Like,
Well, just like, I also think that plants over there is like, it's just so tricky because it's so hot over there. But I feel like the plants, I feel like
you're not Victoria, are you?
No.
It's just so much like this soccer coach over at East High, that I know.
Oh, really?
Or South High, she
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were when you set up, and I was like, oh, no, and then I was like, fly on the seat.
It's like nearly this, but I don't think they're serious. Just where I'm putting fine. Yeah, but I mean, because I went abroad and lost track of time, because I like literally 6 minutes before I came here. That's like, wow, that was. I felt like every time Lisa was talking today about something, she was like, oh, you stop it, you shut it.
What?
Just like work out today, it's like. Just sounds like